Here for folks like us. Wrong city, wrong people.
Alright, welcome back to the channel everybody. Aesop Grim here, and this is my continuing, I guess, foray into surviving Mars Relaunched. Got our basic colony up. We have built a second dome, but we're not really ready to get that fully going yet. Do I have botanists here? Yeah, I do. So we're growing food. We've got science going. And we've got the service industries fully staffed with unskilled laborers, so nobody is in the wrong place. We have some room for a couple more scientists, but that's really it. Let's see, we're looking at 12 of 14, and I think all of these, yeah, which leaves room for these young adults, these children to grow into young adults. We're gonna go ahead and change radio station because I don't like music with lyrics in it whenever I'm also talking. Okay. This is not a great song, but the rest of the station is pretty good. Alright, so what else are we doing here? We're on day 15. We're well ahead of the power curve for what I normally am able to do. This has probably been my best playthrough to date so far. I think what I was doing, guys, is just letting things stabilize. Am I waiting on money to get back? Total export, last export was 828 million. So that's bounced us back up to $1 billion. This guy's getting ready to go on expedition. I'm just trying to think of what else needs to be done. I guess all we need to do is we need to be working on blueprinting this dome out. Yeah, you know what? As a matter of fact, I think that's what I said at the end of last video. So, before we unpause, let's just take a look at that because this is something I might have to kind of play around with. We're gonna need apartments. Oh, I don't have apartments. Well, that's important. Low G turbine. We need this. I think we need it even before Forever Young. Okay. Well, I tell you what then, guys, we are just in a mode of stabilizing. I don't even want to lay anything else down until I can get apartments in here and see what it looks like. I think we're making enough money that I can order whatever I need. We're not really self-sustainable yet because we don't have factories, but we're getting there. I'm happy to report that I think I have everything in place to record my next Preparing for Cyberpunk video, where I'm gonna kind of give you guys a short glimpse of some various videos by people showing photorealistic to kind of get the idea of what I was shooting for and maybe what we have to kind of maybe dial back ambitions from a little bit. And then we're gonna start on visual mods, but lighting is not gonna be the first thing. That's the stuff with the LUTs and the reshades and stuff. That's the exciting stuff that everybody really likes to do. I think I want to start by going and taking a look at Night City in vanilla conditions and then start to load high-res texture mods first and do like kind of before and after contrasts so that we can see some of the differences. So it should be pretty interesting. I'm anxious to find out how that turns out and how my system responds. I'm expecting good results. But I think I'm probably going to be putting that together later today. But it took quite a bit for me to kind of work with AI a little bit, find out what groups of mods was I going to get for retexturing, and how was I going to present this in a video format. So I think I've gotten all that figured out, and we're ready to move forward. I just got done recording Monday's video for Bannerlord. That game is just a lot of fun, man, and I really enjoy it. And then I recorded an episode in this game last night, and now I'm recording another one, so I think I talked about it. I don't remember which video. I don't know if it was Bannerlord or this one. I want to say it was the last video of Surviving Mars that I did, that I talk about having 4 games that I'm really enjoying right now. Really 3 of which I only have time for, but that 4th game is CK3. And because I'm watching Rise of the Raven and I'm playing over in that Hungarian area right now, it's been a lot of fun too, but I just don't have the time to get into CK3 a lot. But the Cyberpunk stuff, the Bannerlord, and the Surviving Mars stuff has really kept me busy, and it's just very rare that I have that many games that I'm thoroughly interested in all at one time. I really am, in kind of like the vast majority of aspects in my life, I am not that variety is the spice of life guy. I'm the opposite. I find what I like, and I never get tired of it. Like, I can remember, guys, I'll give you an example. Whenever I was a kid, a little kid, so we're talking the 80s, Taco Bell was done. They had their time in the sun, and they were now a failing franchise. I know that because we used to go there every now and again. My mom would take me and my brother to Taco Bell, and that was a real treat. And the only way that we could do that is because it was affordable. It was cheap food for people that were poor, right? They were cheaper than other fast food restaurants, is what I'm getting at. And so even though as a real little kid I remember liking them plenty, they were on their last leg, and you could tell, like, their stores, their restaurants looked dilapidated, the parking lots were all tore up, there was never any traffic there, nobody in the drive-through, you know, it looked like a place on its dying leg. And it was that way they kind of struggled on there for a number of years. Well, by the time I got to high school, early in my high school years, I don't remember exactly what year, but it would have been the early 90s, they apparently somebody bought them. And this is when they changed their colors and everything. Their colors used to be like brown and yellow, if I remember right. And this is where they changed to the white and the pink, and I think yellow, the stuff that you see in the modern Taco Bell right now to this day. The new company that bought them basically rebranded them. They kept the name Taco Bell, but the stores looked different. Let's let this guy talk.
Unlock the mystery and find out what the future holds after this.
So they changed the look of the store. They refurnished everything. The stores looked bright and clean and new, because they were. Oh, look, we're all out of concrete. Okay, is that all right? I wonder if I can, I want to continue making waste rocks, so we are going to put concrete, I think, here and here. So, getting back to Taco Bell, early 90s, they get bought out by another company. They get completely refurnished. And, They kept their same cheap prices, which made it popular with the high school crowd. And they introduced a new menu. And boy, we loved it. You know, they were cheap and it was good. And then prices started to climb later, but that's like kind of how you start. That's how you restart a business, right? And they had a resurgence that whoever bought them did a really, really good job. You got to make money, or you got to spend money to make money, and that seems to be what they did. They put the capital in up front, they took losses early on, and then they surged back onto the scene. And they're still around to this day. And yeah, people make fun of them and say Taco Hell, this, that, or the other. That has more to do with people who don't stomach that kind of food very well, in my opinion, because I've never had a problem with them. And a lot of people still go to Taco Bell, right? So that was a move that really paid off in the long term. Anyway, the reason I told you that story is because when they redid their menu, they introduced something called the 7-layer burrito, and they introduced soft tacos. They didn't have that before. It was only crunchy tacos that you could get. Well, me being a huge fan of flour tortillas my whole life, gravitated right towards that. And those two things, the 7-layer burrito and the chicken soft taco, became my favorite thing. Every now and again, I would have a burrito supreme. But most of the time when I went to Taco Bell, which was frequently, it was 2 chicken soft tacos and a 7-layer burrito. Once I found what I liked, I stayed like that for like 15 years until they stopped making 7-layer burritos. I mean, every now and again, guys, I would throw in a chalupa or a Mexican pizza, something new that they came up with, a gordito, you know, the Crunch Wrap Supreme. I would try some stuff, and they were good. But what I most often ordered was 7-layer burrito and 2 chicken soft tacos. And then they discontinued the 7-layer burrito, so that's whenever a burrito supreme became kind of my standard, but the chicken soft tacos stayed the same. And it wasn't until just less than 5 years ago, I think, that my taste buds kind of, I don't know if I can call it my taste buds, but something changed. And I right now, I like crunchy tacos more than soft tacos for the first time in my life. But look, we're talking about a 14-year-old versus somebody who's weeks away from 50. See how long I stayed with that? It's the same thing with pizza. Supreme pizza. That's what I like. You won't really catch me ordering anything else, unless a Supreme's not available. Whenever I go to a Mexican restaurant, despite there being lots of stuff on the menu that I like, fully 90% of the time, I order 3 enchiladas with refried beans and rice. So I am very, very, very much somebody who finds what I like and is content with that, and that alone, for decades on end. And so I'm like the definition of someone who finds a niche and then just sticks to that. Right? I don't really stray. I don't go to the left or to the right. I don't go exploring. I don't see something new and think to myself, oh, I wonder what that's like. I like what I like. Right? And so it's just really unusual for a personality type like that to find himself being like, I've got 4 games and I don't have time for all of them. And I really, really like playing all of them. So I'm kind of like torn as to which one I want to get into. I have little arguments in my own head, like, what do I want to play? You know? And that's not normal for me. Normally, I know exactly what I want, and it's the same thing over and 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 over again. I don't get tired of it. I don't get bored. I'm excited every single time that I go and I take place with whatever thing that is, right? Interact with whatever it is. So this is super unusual for me. Alright, we're 40% of the way through the next research thing, so things are going pretty well. What's that research at now? 763. It keeps going up. I guess because we are discovering sectors and that's adding to my research. I think that's what's happening. Hey, look, we got 4 kids in school now, man. Maybe we can make this one shift. You know what? I don't like that. I have a feeling we'll have more kids before I remember to come back and check this, and they'll be locked out of education. I've only got 1 slot left. So, population is growing pretty good. 5 Martian born now. People seem pretty happy and comfortable. I guess we can turn you off for right now. We're doing fine on our rare materials. How about this guy right here? How are you doing? Okay, we're waiting on fuel. That's one area that our production is really lagging in. We're not really able to fulfill the demand. So we're going to want to create some more fuel refineries in the future. Man, did you guys see Indiana absolutely obliterate Oregon last night? Oregon had everything going for them that they needed to be in psychological position for that to be a good game. They had the revenge factor going. They were a good team themselves. They were on a win streak. They're in the playoffs. You know, that's a solid Oregon team. They're not bad. They had just forced a whole slew of turnovers against Texas Tech. They're coming off a big win there. And they got absolutely demolished by Indiana. What we have this year is a little bit, I'm tempted to say unfortunate. Because the reason I say that, it's just so unusual. You have a Miami Hurricane team. Now, mind you, I grew up a Florida State Seminoles fan. I don't have any love for the Hurricanes, okay? But I like football. And you have a Hurricane team. There he goes. All right. That brought a quarterback in from Georgia who had some trust issues. They get better as the year goes on. They drop a game against SMU. If I remember right, part of the reason they lost was because that QB, Beck, threw a costly interception. And the way that the team responded, rather than throwing shade at him or side-eyeing him in the locker room, which is kind of, from what I understand, a little bit of what he had experienced at Georgia, I guess there was a loss of faith. Miami kind of matter-of-factly, from the coaching staff to the players, just said, okay, we made some mistakes, these are correctable flaws, let's get back together, have a good week of practice, and then go back to work. Nobody sat there and pointed fingers or silently played the blame game. Okay, what that cost was for that QB to suddenly feel like it was safe for him to be himself, right? I don't know quite how to phrase this, but it unlocked another level of performance for him, and that team came together, and they didn't lose again all year long. They are one of the toughest, most physical teams in the nation. The offensive line will absolutely bully you into your grave. They are massive on the offensive line and athletic. They have playmakers at both running back and wide receiver. Their quarterback, look at this, we got what did we just achieve? Milestone. Research a breakthrough, produce food. That's what we just did. We produced food. We're up to 104 now. Outstanding, guys. Good job all the way around. So now they're growing soybeans. So fantastic, man. That's great. So the Miami team continues to get better all year long. They play really tough defense and a physical brand of football. The team they just beat, who was it that they just beat? I forgot. Alabama? I think it was Alabama. Nah, that doesn't seem right. Well, anyway, whoever they played, they controlled the ball for like 40 minutes. So, what I'm trying to allude to here is that this is a team that really does play old school fundamental football. Play strong defense, stop the run, body shot your opponent all game long with ball control and hard running. Kind of like Julio Cesar Chavez. He was never a headhunter. He body shot you. And then a fight that looked like it was maybe somewhat competitive for the first,
Council session open.
10 to 12 rounds, because back during his day, they fought 15 rounds for championship fights. Suddenly, he blew it open in the last 3 or 4 rounds because his opponent is so physically broken inside that they can no longer compete. And that's Miami for you. 40 minutes time of possession with that kind of physicality, man, that's how dudes get hurt. So they're a very tough football team. In most seasons, that's your national champion. Unstoppable. Not because of just being more talented than everybody else on the field, but because of the resilience and toughness inside and the brand of football that they play. Like they're actual, that you got intangible, non-physical attributes with that football team being measured through the character of the individuals and how they approach the game. But I don't think that's the case this year. So you got this great story with Miami, but you have an even better story with Indiana, who seems to be a Cinderella team, has been absolutely battle-tested all year, played one of the tougher schedules in the nation, I believe, and has been able to dominate everybody. It's not quite the same way as the LSU team from a few years ago. I think I want to pass this. The one that had Joe Burrows and Jefferson and Chase on it, that team would blow you off the field through just pure talent. This Indiana team is winning through intangibles also. It's their brand of football. It's how they approach the game. It's a team-wide effort. And everything I just said about Miami is also true of Indiana, except I think they have, I would hesitate to say better players, but more of them. And we'll find out, because they're going to face each other for the national championship. We're up to 881 research now. And we have that technology now that we get more research per explorer. So I'm going to bring in, we're going to create a temporary save because I've seen this glitch out sometimes. Where's my temp? Right here. Because I think that Indiana team's going to beat this Hurricane team. But man, it's going to be a clash. And it may end up that the game is closer than what the score shows, because these two types of teams, they have kind of a, I don't think I'll say a similar style, but a similar net effect. They sort of lean on you until you just can't stand up anymore and you collapse. And when you collapse, that's when the avalanche happens. It's kind of like ancient warfare. Most of your casualties didn't occur when men were facing each other, going at each other as hard as they could. Shields are in the way, armor is in the way. It's not until the team that lost morale turns tail and runs that they get arrows in the back, they get run down by cavalry, and that's where the vast majority of your casualties occur in any one battle. It's at the very end and a relatively short amount of time compared to the rest of the battle. So it could see that going one way or the other, that this game becomes a blowout win, but I'm predicting that on the field it will have been extremely competitive up to point X when the avalanche happened. And right now I'm thinking that the winner of that clash is going to be Indiana. And that's why I'm saying it's kind of a tragedy, because in most seasons, a team that does what Miami has done and comes together like that, where everything just kind of synchronizes with a will to win, they've got legendary players on their sidelines, excited about them. You know, that's an intangible nobody else in football gets. Only the U has that happen, as far as I know, with the amount and the star power of the names that routinely show up because they're excited. So that's a little bit of a benefit that, as far as I know, nobody else in college, none of these other teams get that little boost, you know? And it is a boost. All those guys that show up, they're Hall of Famers. They know what resilience is. They know how to buckle down and win whenever everything's going against them. And they give those dudes, those players on the sideline, tips and encouragement and keep their heads held high, you know? That's a benefit nobody else gets.
Like someone squished my brain into a masquerade constrictor and packed me down to the size of a pig, ready for transport. Yeah, but I don't think that's been invented. Anyway, this is Revelation Radio. Now let's get back to the music.
And still, I don't think that's going to be enough. I think Indiana's going to win that game, but there is obviously a reason they play these games. So it's going to be fun to see unfold. Now, I guess all of that's happening on cable, so I really don't get to watch these. I go back and I check out the highlights sometimes. And I don't know if this is, well, time will tell if this is the right move, but I know for me, somebody who's already kind of on the edge of not caring very much about football because of either socioeconomic stances, you know, so for the NFL, how they've gotten woke and they kind of lend their platform to that just turns me off. So every year I lose more and more interest in the NFL. You know, I mean, maybe you think that that's silly, but that's the real impact that it has on me. There's almost, I would say, there's nothing I can do about that. It makes me exhausted and tired of hearing it and annoyed, you know? And so I lose more and more interest in the NFL. Well, with college, I don't really like the idea that we're starting to get to a position where it's no longer an amateur sport. It's becoming a professional sport because we're paying them like professionals. It's getting so bad now that, from what I'm hearing, and I have very little understanding of this, so I could be wrong on some things, but from what I'm hearing, some of these kids don't even want to go into the NFL. They're making more money in college. Well, I don't like that. I think money tends to kind of ruin and corrupt everything it gets involved with. And one of the ways that that's happening with college ball is that they're going to cable only. You can't get the most marquee games out there. You can't get them on network television anymore. Well, so then when push comes to shove, I've basically just lost interest. And the less that I see your games, the less I hear the announcers talk for 4 hours about these two teams and what they've been through all year, and the less that I'm attached, the quicker I fall away. And every year I'll just care less and less until I wouldn't be able to tell you what I can tell you right now about these two teams, because I'll be more and more disconnected. And I would imagine I'm not the only one that that's going to happen with, but we'll see. You know, it could be that ultimately the money is too much to turn down, and they can do more with it than what I think they can. Okay, this is the one. Let's see. This requires, what would we get? We would get funding. We have to give them 50 fuel, 30. What is that? Electronic parts and 50 metals. This is where we can call down meteors on ourselves in order to get polymers and extra research sites that sometimes spring up from meteor strikes. This one's really expensive. I'm not really interested in any of these. I think I'm going to let this this rocket go ahead and go home. We are researching Forever Young. Really? Oh, okay. So we have now research departments. Let's I don't tend to bring rockets here, so I don't really need this. Let's get low G drive. Drones and rovers move 20% faster. And I think both of these, magnetic filtering, oxygen production increased by 50%, and hygroscopic vaporators, water production increased 50%. What's this right here? Martian education. You get the Mars University. Trains scientists, geologists, botanists, medics, engineers, or security officers. New building, School Spire, teaches positive traits to children and can give the genius trait after an upgrade. So we can make an education-focused dome. I love that idea. If you notice, I'm not going to take this right now. We're going to grab these two. But let me show you something. I haven't mentioned this to you guys before. We need to get this researched also. But over here, I always make kind of like a little scholastic area. I've got my research labs, I've got my primary school. Over here is well, that's a nursery. So the way I envision this is like a university. You have a college campus that has an education arm and a research arm. So I already categorize things like that. To have an entire dome dedicated to it makes a ton of sense to me. I like that idea a lot. So, we're going to pause it. We're going to put in, I think, 2 apartments. How many do they hold? I don't know if 2 is enough. This is something I'll probably have to learn in real time. 24 total, so 48. I may need to have 3 of these. But we would also, Olympus Hotel, research smart home to unlock this building. Oh, that's interesting. We would also put in a diner. Not a small grocer. I think a regular grocer. And a medical facility. Then we would have to order these guys. Okay. And then there's the polymer. The polymer factory would go right here. We would probably want to put up their own oxygen. And water. Okay, all of that would go up. I can pause these for right now. We'll probably want to put a battery in here, but I'll wait on that. I'm kind of wondering if I should put in a large garden. I mean, what else would I put in here? My factories are probably going to go into this slice right here, and that keeps kind of all my factory areas in the same district, so to speak. We might need security. Another one of these slices may be needed for an apartment complex. So if I did need another slice for an apartment complex, then we're looking at a security post. Hold on, what do we have here? What's the difference? Counters crime by renegades, reduces sanity loss from disasters for all residents. All officers in the dome will try to prevent crime events. Counters crime by renegades, reduces sanity loss from disasters for all residents. All officers in the dome will try to... They read exactly the same. Workers 9. Workers 3. Okay. I don't know if I would need one of these or not. It's one tile, and then I'm sure this one is 3. Yeah. I don't want to do a bar. That'll encourage alcoholism, even though these guys like to drink. But they like social, and they can come over here for that. Maybe I would put up an open-air gym. Exercise and social. We could maybe do a casino complex. Looks like it would be a little expensive. Well, an open-air gym would be an entire slice. So if this slice were going to be dedicated to factories, this slice an open-air gym, this slice here a third apartment complex if I needed it, then we're full. A security post could be squeezed in over here if need be. If I don't need it, I can put in some gardens. I think that would be the idea. Alright, well, let's let the drones get started on building. We're definitely going to want factory workers first. I'm at 136 mil, so that's not much. So I want to hold off on ordering those factories until I have some more money in the bank. We've got 14 exports with 5 more to go. Looks like we got 2 here. Are these set to a 0? They are. Okay, we got 1 sitting right there. Okay, where are you at? There you are. You're just standing by anyway, so let's go manually pick these up. Load rare metals. Okay, you are 2 RC Explorers. Let's hope that they are 2 and that it doesn't glitch out on me. That should raise our research by, I think, maybe 100 because you get diminishing returns. The first Explorer gives you 100 research. The second 2 combined, I think, give you an additional 50. An additional 80. Okay, so they're 40 each. Oh, look at that, man. They hosed me. I ordered 2. They gave me 1. See, that's what I get really nervous about. So we're gonna reload the temp. What we'll have to do is order 2 separate things. Well, now that I know that I need those factories, maybe we can make this work. I don't know. It's gonna be a lot of money. A lot. This could be a mistake. Okay, what about a fuel refinery? Not enough room. What else can I order here? This stuff here, I can get more drones, I guess. Okay. Launch that. Ouch, we're down to 96 mil. I really need to not order anything else. We're really low. Okay, we're gonna go. I'll pick these up and well, is he refueling? No? He's on his way back. Okay, let's go get more metals. Where were you at? I guess I'll go here. So I have 17 metals, rare metals, to sell back to Earth. And we'll come over here and set this up again. One, 2, services, diner, medical post, and a grocer. Also, I wanted an oxygen tank. A Moxie. I think I can fit in like that with a water tank. Okay, Lance 1 has arrived. Polymer factory. Okay, that gives them something to work on. Soil quality at 60%. Once he's done with these metals, oh, there's actually a number of them, then we'll go pick up the rare metals out here in the distance. Is this guy turned off? He does have a waste rock there. I need to probably power him down instead. Here come the drums. I am realizing that it could be, remember last episode I was talking about the snowball effect, how you can really get behind the sticks in this game and you don't know it until things start to avalanche away. And I might be facing that with my funding. Like right now I'm prioritizing getting my factories up. My next load of colonists is going to be factory workers, not geologists, to mine this, and that might be a mistake. I'm not really sure yet, but it's sort of like a 6 or a half dozen of the other. We need both. I suppose you could make a case for get the money so you can afford to buy these, but wouldn't it be true the other direction also? Make these so you don't spend as much money. I don't really know which is the right direction to go, you know, but that's kind of what this series is about for me, is just sort of trial and error, figure these things out. We might find out that my decision to build in this direction was
Heavy
just
drone workload.
a bad call. And I'll finish that thought in a minute. So we're up to 953 research now because we got 80 more from this explorer. But we may find, like, notice this is a low resource, right? We may find that the right move should have been to move in this direction, where we have also a vista and we have a site for a bubble that could farm or mine 2 underground rare metal deposits. I just don't quite know yet. Okay, our transporter is ready to load rare metals. 12 of 30, 14 of 30, 5 more rare metals out there. Yeah. Oh yeah, it won't because it's day shift. Okay. Well, we filled up on waste rock kind of in a hurry. Are there any rare metals on this? No. But there are here. There's 2, and then this one is a 3rd. Or no, 2 more, so that's 4, and that's the 4 that we're missing.
Welcome back, my good listeners. Fabo here, and I'm about to tell you. Have you ever heard of geomagic? Oh no. I know what you're thinking. If you were thinking what I was thinking. But no, it's not rock magic. Well, yeah, maybe I guess it's a little like throwing the stones. That actually looks more like dominoes. Anyway, I'm gonna use it to predict the future. As soon as I figure out how to translate the system from Martian spiritual harmonics, I think I should be reading these charts in the mirror. This is Fabo, and I'll have the future for you coming up right after this. You are listening to Revelation Radio.
That guy's just got a ridiculous amount of charisma. All right, let's grab this. $11 metals. Okay, so it doesn't need any more. I just noticed that I'm carrying some metals. Okay. I want you to download right there. Now, can we just follow this guy? I like to do this. I get sort of this, I don't know, it feels like I'm looking at it through their eyes almost. Like if you were a driver in here, this is what your domiciles look like. These are the places that you live. You got a wife and kids at home. You're operating outside the dormitory in a dangerous environment, building a colony. You know, everybody's at work every day, and they want to be at work because this is how you live, right? You don't have anybody working on frivolous stuff here for the most part. A few things here and there, but even that, it's the basics. And for morale, look, we can see construction actually going up as we haul these rare metals to be loaded on the rocket ship and get us more funding so that we can order more stuff that we need, that we're in dire need of, to get this colony going and keep it alive. There's the diner that we might be taking our wife to tonight. You know, this dude's jobbing. Get out of the way, droid. These are the reasons I love to play at speed 1, man. It affords me the time and space to be able to see things like this. Select you. I want to unload. There we go. Okay, so those 4 metals should be getting loaded, and we're 11 barrels away of fuel from being ready to take off. And I don't remember, we do have a daily cost, and whatever it was, it dropped us from 91 to 76. Oh, the law's upkeep. Yeah, 50 million worth. So we're almost broke, man. We're just about bankrupt. Is there more metal here, or did we get it all? Looks like we got it all. Here we go. Grab everything you find here and drop it off. Okay, so he evidently took all that waste rock and made something out of it. Or they moved it over here. Ooh, man, they did. They moved it to the one that wasn't working. That's too bad, man. This guy's been working all along and ran out of material. And they transferred his material to the one that I had powered off. That sucks. Close shields. This guy had temporarily shut down because it ran out of room, I think. And then oh, he was full on concrete right here. Okay, over here, we need to power these off. I don't know about how much of a shift we want working, because I got to bring in a lot of engineers, man. So these may stay off for a little while initially, and I'll force them to use these services until I can get more unskilled laborers in here. But I need to get as many geologists, or not geologists, but engineers in here to work the factories as I can. Okay, speaking of which, power off. No. Okay, pause. This is kind of a crucial thing. I need to make sure that you are not being built. I am not ready for you to be built yet. Machine parts factory, I'll put you right here. Okay. I didn't notice. I should have paid attention. I didn't notice how many workers it requires. A polymer factory takes 18 workers. I think this electronics factory actually soaks up a lot of workers also. I want to say the small machine parts factory is actually only 3 workers. Maybe it's 6, but I could easily be wrong. I'm going off memory there. I don't need you to be powered up. Uh, 22 of 30 on refueling. Kind of starting to feel like I should have these placed right there and go ahead and destroy these. It's nighttime. You need to be opened up. We're getting close. So we need another fuel refinery. We need a bunch of workers. That's kind of about it right now. We need some unskilled laborers, so I need like 2 to 4 colonist shipments. Down to 26 mil, we're not going to be able to pay our bills. It's every day, right? 50 million a day? I don't know, guys. It's looking like I may have to roll this back and maybe prioritize this, even though I don't know if that fixes anything, because I haven't even been able to get colonists here to start filling these jobs. How many people are required to work here? $12 workers. 4 per shift, base production 7. Okay, it's starting to look to me, guys, like we need to prioritize this. And if I have to redo this, I'm not ordering these parts or the Explorer. We need to conserve that money, and we need to get this up and going ASAP. I believe that's what I'm starting to reach the conclusion of. I suppose I could order... Oh, 56 mil. What did we get paid for? Funding. 56 mil. Okay. Rare metals price is up to 37 mil. I'm going to try ordering a rocket right now of passengers. I'm still not willing to accept seniors. Actually I am. I just got that, that tech available. Specialization now will be... Well, keep that thumbs up, because I could still use 2. We'll address it later. We'll address it later. We need, geologists. There are 15 geologists. Okay, good. Go ahead and launch. Why did it say there? Oh, because I have this dome turned off.
Council session open.
Okay. Additional rewards in the Earth Embassy. Additional rewards. And I don't really know what that means. Is this the Earth Embassy? It's the Earth Council. I don't really have anything I have to have. Well, this might be... Well, but I'm in a funding crisis right now. This is... I want to try this. I want to see what this is about. Requires Earth Embassy. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, let's maybe try this. Now that we're starting to bring people in that could actually suffer sanity breakdowns because it's high-stress jobs. We will prepare that. How many exports do we have? 21. We're gonna get a lot of money in one lump sum. We got 2 more barrels we need. This guy's carrying one of them. I think this one over here might have the second. Yeah, he does. So we're about to be able to take off. We're close to 20% here with the new colonists, which is actually a little bit concerning because I need to get this stuff up. Well, not this, but these 3 things. And I might need a battery. I don't really know yet. I hope I don't find out the hard way on that. Oh shoot, we don't have a way. Oh, doggone it, man. It's gonna be here, and I need to get a passage ramp and just put it right in the middle. I'll put it right there. This guy's ready to take off. I can't click them.
Orphan drones.
What was he carrying? 1 concrete. Okay. How are we looking for our research stack? We're on the last one. Okay, so you. Probably you. Yeah. Okay. So we get our production up for scientists and botanists, and then once that's done, we'll get it up for geologists and engineers and go from there. This thing's only half built. Let's see, we want a rare metals storage. Where are you at, rare metals? Metals, concrete, food, rare metals. You're gonna go right there. Okay, I think we're gonna be able to have all 3 shifts go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 times 3 is 12. How close are they now? 40%. I suppose theoretically we want 6 more doctors. That seems like a lot. How are we looking over here? Well, we're close, but not... No, we're not close. We only have like 2 doctors over here. Medic, 1, 2. Alright, so on the next roundup we want to open it up for medics. It would still not be nice to get 2 more scientists. And then the rest unskilled labor. So what are we looking at there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10, 11, 12. So we need a whole thing. Yeah, we kind of need a whole thing of unskilled labor. I think by connecting these, yeah, well, they connected right away since we have that technology. And it's not complaining about having no pipe connection anymore, so that seemed to have worked. Let's confirm here once this is built. Okay. Power you on. Now that's a kind of a boatload of power. 106. Ooh, with a total demand of 112. We are not doing great. We're going to want to bring up a second row here. Of power panels. Okay, what else am I gonna want? I can build off this. Oh no! Darn! I really can't. I can build off this. It's a little bit crowding though. I would only be able to build on one side, I think. Oh, that would be bad. So we would want to veer off this way. And because of that, we're going to want to that seems good to me. Okay, that might be a heck of a project. I don't know yet. Oh, we're out of room for metals. Hi, Chihuahua. I want to put one there. And one right there. Okay, we are not doing well. 63% of the way here. We need to get this problem fixed. What are we looking at? 41 power production, a total of 102 demand. 388.4 stored power. So part of the problem is batteries. And we're going to need some more of these, I think. Let's see. Bring you up and
You know what I like about games of chance.
put you right there.
And the future becomes clear because you just lost all your money.
Okay, how are we looking when it comes to maintenance? Polymer maintenance is 0.6. Machine parts is 0.9. And Nothing for electronics. 0.9 feels like it's maybe a little bit high. I mean, manageable, but you're looking at losing 1 a day, so we got 40 days worth of machine parts, right? As long as we keep our supply chain going, we're fine, but we're using enough machine parts that's what it is. We need to keep that supply chain moving. What all can I do here? Well, I want to put more windmills up, but I want to put them right here. I could perhaps put them here, but if I did that, well, I could do it like this, leaving room for another battery if I need it in the future. I kind of like that idea. Okay, I don't know if this is smart, man. Maybe I should just kept it to 2. I think I'll try that first. Because if I'm not mistaken, they take machine parts to maintain. Power production, oh, here it is right here. Machine parts to maintain. Okay. %78 of the way here. They're starting to build these solar panels now. What was the deficit? Oh, a lot. You know, you're looking at like what, 61, 62 there, I think, or maybe it's 59, 58. I don't math well in public. The batteries should hold us over through the night. That's what I tend to depend on. I don't know if I'm right for that or not. Do they take a polymer to maintain? But I tend to rely more on having batteries to get me through the evening than building lots of windmills. Our medical facility is hurting. We need to maybe, well, we're already powered off. This isn't gonna work. Turn both of those off. That at least provided power in here. %92 of the way done. %90 of the way here. We're gonna land them right here. They should take off for this dome, I think, because that's where the housing is gonna be available at. %94. Producing 116, total demand of 112. Okay, so that's going to put me at risk of not charging my batteries fast enough, so I am going to want to build this out here and get some more solar panels. Once these guys land, we will unfreeze these. Am I powered on here? Yes. Okay, here they are. These guys are almost 70% of the way home. We should get a big boost in money. Unpause. Let's go ahead and power these on. Oh, wait. No. I don't want them powered on. They're gonna stay off. This needs to power on. Okay, I'm definitely waiting until after they land and they make their way over here. Okay, 1 oxygen required, 1 water required. 6 oxygen produced, 1.7 demand. 6.5 water production, 4 demand, so we're looking good. Here they come. Oh, please tell me I ordered geologists and not engineers on accident, because I did kind of have engineers on the mind. They're running for the normal dome. You are a geologist. Okay, good. They are on the ground now. Go ahead and power this up. I think they're going to enter into here and then take the passage.
Have arrived.
Oh, 2 of them are headed that way. Okay. They're looking for homes. They might take up residence over here because there are home slots available. And these are nicer. But they will eventually all make their way over here, I believe. Oh, cool, you can see them. That's kind of like an airport, huh? That's pretty neat. Okay, well, let's see how this turns out for us. They are fully stocked. So how much can I expect? It says 7 per day. And that number might go up over time, we'll have to see. But even 7 per day is pretty nice. Looks okay, we're up to 156 mil. 93% of the way home. We got money because we landed colonists. That's part of one of Brazil's perks. I just now remembered that. How much are we producing now? 141 with a requirement of 117. So these are filling up. I think they'll be able to do it throughout the day. 57 of 200. He's the lowest.
Funding received.
I guess because he's the furthest away. We didn't get as much as I expected. Well, no, yeah, we did. 777 mil. Okay, so we're up to 933 mil on funding. How How are we doing on food? 84 on food. Consumption is 8 per day. That might go up. Once these guys have been here for a while, the average may go up. I want to veer off. I don't know, something like this. Put solar panels. Oh shoot. I can't quite match that. So what I want is this. Okay, well that does line up. Okay, maybe we'll just have an extra. Or maybe I'll tear that down and put another windmill up. Alright. Does that put you in the dust zone? No. Okay, good. I think we were headed for crisis, and we have gotten around it for the most part. I don't think it doesn't feel like we're out of danger yet. I don't know enough to know for sure. I think I know enough to have some sort of a sense. But it feels like we're getting around the corner. I think my next group of people is going to be unskilled labor to fill out these jobs. Then we're going to bring in... Is that the smart move? That's probably not the smart move. No, I think we need to bring in engineers next. How's our housing looking like over here? 8 of 24, 1 of 24. Okay, so some of them, that's 9 total. So 3 of them stayed over here, at least for the time being. $17 of 30. Refueling is going a little bit faster than I expected. I thought we were really slowing down there, but he's halfway through. I'm going to... I'm going to create a temp 2 save, I think. Because I want to order another passenger rocket, and this time I want it to be no specialization. Maybe we could say medics. There's our 2 scientists that we would need. Okay, let's add the medics. Workaholic, nerd, enthusiast, that works. Vegan and sexy, okay. Survivor and party animal. Workaholic and enthusiast. And then our scientists. Sexy, hippie, and glutton. And composed. And then fill empty seats. Oh, did it? Yeah, it did. Correctly. So we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these no specialization. So that's a mixed crowd, which means that we still need more no specialization, but we'll sort of just fill this in incrementally. I guess we can open you up. So we are doing 51.8 with a total demand of 97. So our windmills are helping a lot in that area. We are draining the heck out of these batteries, though. I don't think that they reached full charge, guys. And that's a problem. We need these to get up. We might need more. It's pretty important that we fully charge our batteries during the daytime. I could see us running out of power tonight. It's a little bit scary. Well, I don't know. We might make it because we have added more. We're not taking as much draw off the batteries as we were because we've added windmills. Well, I only have 2 up at the moment. This would be a third. These have been up. I don't know if it's going to be enough or not. It could be pretty close. Ah, this is depleted. These have a little bit left. Hour 4 of Sol 21. When does daybreak come? Probably like hour 9 or 10. I think I really need to power down. Can I? Oh wait, the sun's coming up. We're really close. Oh, sweet. What hour is that? Hour 6. Okay. Okay, we're gonna maybe have one more night like that because I need to watch and see during this day whether or not these batteries get fully charged, and if not, how close do they get?
Council session open.
That'll give me some idea of how much more power I need. Residential buildings have increased capacity. Are you guys, wait.
Tuned in to Revelation Radio with your host Fabrizio, and I am going to start the show with my daily cup of tea. One final sip of freshly brewed Luna, and we'll be ready for our reading.
This is the one that I had prepared.
What the leaves foretell.
Sanity breakdowns can no longer add the gambler and alcoholic traits.
Vote passed.
Someone give me a sponge, please.
Okay.
I could have foretold. It's okay, there's some more tea in it. But first, let's hear some more news.
9 more barrels of fuel needed. I wonder if I can afford a second fuel. I could put them right here. It's a bit far away. Well, I guess I could open this up to fuel.
Sector scan.
Yeah. You need to be gathering. We got a Martian underground right there. Okay, let me see about what that would cost. It's 100 million just to order the pod, I guess. 3 billion for a cargo rocket. None of which, because both my rockets are out. Yeah, available rockets too. Okay. I think I would only need one more. That's 5,000 kilogram, and maybe I would get my third explorer also. 5 more drones. Good grief, man. I'm gonna wait. Gonna wait for that. We need to be making more money. You have 11 rare metals with 6 more, so that's 17 maximum. It's decent, and it's going to be 700 something. It's going to be more like around 500 or 600 something mil. Our cost per day, food 9 per day, 0.6. 1.8, it's a little high in the machine parts. 0.4 in electronics. Okay. Let's maybe power you off. And I can probably power you guys off also as a result. I really think I only need this guy now. Comfort's at 59. Over here, 69 from the Vista. Okay, so what that tells me is that they're not suffering anything by being in this dormitory that has no services. They are getting an equal amount of comfort to the people in this dome. All they're missing out on is the Vista. Yeah, right there, the border right there, so that's what's going on. So that's a good sign. That means that because we're Brazilians and we don't suffer anything from moving through passages, that they're getting everything they need from this building right here. That makes me think I don't really need this. I think what you would need these here for, because I see everybody recommend, including AI, to put services into this building. The other comfort things like gardens and stuff can be reserved for this one. But I think it's because as your population rises, these things will be full if all you have is just one. And when they're full and somebody decides they want to go to the diner and they can't because it's full, they take a hit to their sanity. So if that's what it is, if it's just population driven, we don't have the population to make that a factor just yet. And plus we got unskilled labor on its way, so we are going to be able to open these up. Okay, well, seems like things are going pretty good. I have a feeling this rocket's gonna take off before this one gets here. We're getting pretty close. And we still got 6 rare metals out there. I don't think they're making it in from here. Can I, oh, that's at a 0 desire amount. Are they not transferring because I have this set for 0? I don't quite really know. It says we have 3 sitting here. Nothing sitting here. Nothing here. Nothing here. So how do we have 6? I don't know where these other 3 are at. Oh, they're probably here. And they're getting carried in. That might be it. Okay. Residents. 2 of them are unemployed. Males who want children 2, females who want children 0. Okay. Modern problems. I have 12 unemployed? No way. No way. Can I upgrade this? I don't want to do it right now. If I have 12 unemployed, we're full here, we're full here, we're full here. Okay. We should get 2
insufficient resources.
2 scientists. Not enough water. What? No way that's true. Who is reporting that they don't have enough water? Oh, we're in a bad spot here. We need this guy off the tarmac. He only has 1 more to go. Ah, this guy. Why are you not working? There we go. 57, total demand of 97. It looks like we did charge up. I forgot to monitor that dadgummit. I kind of needed to do that. They're all equally charged to 155. So I think we're doing okay in the energy department. I solved my water issue. That was just a coinkadink.
Warning, insufficient resources.
That's a rare metal, I think. Here comes our fuel. Okay, lift off.
Mission goal completed. Warning, insufficient resources.
Get out of there, little drones. This is more of a cargo pad. It might be fine. I just haven't tested it yet. That seems like a long run. It might be okay to go here. I guess we could try it. Domes in walkable distance too. Okay.
Warning, insufficient resources.
Stop that. Here we go. We're gonna test it. Okay, we got this thing fully stacked with science. We're up over 1,000 research. All slots are unlocked here, here, and here. Whoops. We need to power these on.
A rocket has arrived. New colonists have arrived.
Okay. We ought to be able to unlock these jobs. We have 12 unemployed.
Et voilà, Fabrizio, in full prediction mode today. You have tuned
A building
to
has stopped
Revelation
working.
Radio, my dear friends. But of course, you knew that. What is more, I, Fabrizio, knew that you knew. And furthermore, I predicted that you would be tuning in right now, which is why I am here waiting for you, as you can see. How could I have known? Who but I could have known this?
Now, what are you guys?
Fabrizio.
Why is a scientist over here?
I am holding a gold
Did I guess I had more scientists than I thought.
So my prediction that I will read to you now.
Well, probably exactly how many I brought with the new crew. I over budgeted. I wasn't supposed to bring them.
Amazing!
That kinda sucks. Yeah, I messed that up. Those guys are not in the right place. Skills being wasted for a whole career. Sorry. You will serve burgers. Alright, these apartments can change skins to... I think it's this that I like. Although they're not situated right. That's nicer. Okay. I'll go with this. Okay, now we're down
A
to
building has
6.
stopped working.
Unemployed. Well, then that means, at the risk of running my maintenance too high, I'm going to unlock these to be built and staffed. Okay, it looks like we are getting max charge to all of our batteries during the day shift, so I'm happy with that. We're producing enough power during the day, enough surplus power. We're up to $1 billion now because we got that funding. What'd that 200 million from other sources come from? That seems substantial.
Research complete.
Time to add some more. You guys. Plus, autonomous sensors might be nice to have. And double the chance that a colonist will have or gain a rare trait. What do we have here? Commander-type rovers start with 4 additional drones, and their command limit is increased by 12. Unlock new automated mode for RC Explorer and transport-type rovers. Oh, that is so convenient. That's a quality of life thing to have, but we will wait. We will go for these first. We're up over 1,100 research now. We have a plus 66 in power. We are fully charging our batteries.
A building has stopped working.
We seem to be making it through the evening. These things are getting staffed. Which is going to increase comfort because it's answering needs that we were previously not meeting. We are consuming 0.6 polymers a day, 1.5 machine parts, and 0.4 electronics. We're looking good on electronics. We're looking okay on polymers and machine parts. At $1 billion, I believe I might be able to order the fuel refinery and explorer that I want. It's expensive. Let's take a look at that right now. Fuel refinery, explorer, 5 additional drones. It would cost me 750 mil. Okay, so we're down to 263 mil. So that is on its way. Our next group of colonists is going to be engineers to man these divisions right here. At that point in time, I would say, as long as we're stable,
A building has stopped working.
our initial colony, when it comes to self-sustainment, is complete. And proof of concept has passed. The game passes you when the founders make it. For me, I look at it as a player, you know, like, am I good enough to get this done? As to whether or not I've become a self-sustained colony. And our next expansion area will be out here to get even more rare metals. We can start mining regular metals. We have another vista. We also have a vista right here that perhaps I can turn into a comfort-focused dome. Maybe. I might turn this into a comfort focus dome and make this an education center, perhaps that. Yeah, actually, that's sounding more and more appealing to me. Put all of our education and research and perhaps residences over here, and then convert this to nothing but parks and services. You know, I mean, I don't know. This is the idea that I have.
Resources.
We are continuing to get sectors scanned. We got more water down here. We do have a research facility up here. Whoops. Okay. Oh, what was that about? I like this view. This is from space. You ever seen those pictures that compare capitalistic societies versus socialistic societies or communists? And it's a picture of South Korea versus North Korea. Same nation, same people, right? It's not the same nation. It's two split nations, but they're supposed to be the same nation. They had a civil war, that inconsistent ideologies, but that's one people, right? And you can see South Korea from space because the lights are all lit up, and it's lit up thoroughly. And North Korea looks more like this, right? Well, for us just showing up on a planet that was previously all dark, this is civilization happening. So it's fun to see that top-down view. Alright guys, I think we're gonna save it here. Alright, we are fully staffed. We only have one unemployed. It is too bad that we have some scientists having to, I guess they migrated over to infirmary, so if you're going to have them somewhere
insufficient resources
outside of their normal job, then medical at least is part of the sciences. Okay, let's go ahead and, how many rare metals do we have left? 7. We already got 9, so like a total of 16. Okay, and we have our next fuel refinery on its way, over 75% of the way here. We will save Brazil Sol 23. This is the best start I think I've ever had. Maybe I'm not remembering right, because I'd have to go way back to remember whenever I played this game when it first came out. But it feels like I'm further ahead at a shorter time period, an earlier soul date than I've been in the past. Alright guys, again, I'm Aesop Grim. Thank you for coming by the channel. I hope you like what you saw. More importantly, I hope all is well in your neck of the woods, and I'll see you in the next episode, where this story continues.
This place ain't no such thing as civilized. It's man, so in love with greed, he has forgotten himself and found